What is up? Welcome back to Train Sim World 4. It's been a little while since we had a stream, but we are back now. And I have reintroduced a little something that I used to do back in Train Sim World 3 when I used to be busy streaming Train Sim World 3, and that is the ability to request a route, request a locomotive, whatever it is you want to see. Basically, I am happy to provide, so don't be shy. Don't be shy. Is anything you want to see, and if I haven't got it and I gotta buy it, then I'll buy it. It won't be the first time. We done it with the New York to Trenton route, where I bought the Acela as well. So if it comes to it, it comes to it. If that's what you guys want to see, then I'm more than happy to provide. But until then, I think I'm going to run. I'm actually not even too sure myself, to be honest. We could just continue playing through the East Coast main line. I guess let me play through the East Coast main line. Pardon me. And then we will work our way back down. So we'll do the 3 release routes, Antelope Valley line, East Coast main line, and Vorarlberg. Do all the routes. We've done all the scenarios now, so we'll do all the routes and all the runs in the journey mode, and then we'll run our way back down the list. So if we do that and a DLC gets released in the midst of it, then we'll do that DLC, whatever the new thing is. But until then, we will be here. So yeah, without much further ado, I won't be talking too much unless there's something to talk about. So feel free to bring up a topic of conversation. But until then, I think I'm happy to just drive the train and work our way through these services. So I think we've got 4 for this particular chapter of the journey. And I guess at some point I'm going to have to give into my fear of driving a steam train and just learn. I do want to experience them. And I think the routes will be fun as well. But for now, we have 1 Echo 1-4 from Edinburgh to London King's Cross, and we'll be taking it from Doncaster over to Peterborough. So first things first, let's see how much I remember. Let us adjust the environment. To be honest, you know what I should have done? Let's see if there's any mods available that will impact our runs here. All right, there's a few things that have come out. I do wonder if I can use... I know some TSW 3 mods will work without an issue on 4, but I don't know which ones they are. I'm not sure like what it comes down to. What will make a mod work fine on TSW 4 that was initially released for 3, if that makes sense. So I think for now I'm just going to leave it and just wait for whatever mods I'll be interested in to be ported over officially to TSW 4. Just to play it safe. I guess dimmed lights will be fine. Let's have the heating on. I think that would be a smart move. Let's have the thing on low. Let's turn it up to about 21. These are fan being off. Yeah, I think we can get our doors open now. Let's get our wipers going. Might need to turn it up one more notch. can hear it's 66. So we've got a 66 loaded. We've got an empty 66. We've got a 158. We need to get going here. Got some more 158 stock. Alright, let's get going before we end up falling behind another service and get stuck behind a plethora of yellows and reds. This should be a fairly straightforward run, to be honest. Although we do have some interesting weather, so I won't be surprised if we run into delays here and there. Got a 25 restriction as we head out of Doncaster. How many 66s we've got? We've got 4. I do wonder what that's all about, whether it's just for a move or whether they're just stabled like that. I've personally not seen anything like it in reality, so I have no clue. My lights decided to fall over. Perfect. Made a little mess, but we'll do it with it later. But now, it's hot in here, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, I do wish there was a bit more traffic along the more quiet parts of the route. You do get a decent amount, especially near Doncaster. Peterborough is usually okay for traffic, but you really don't really get them in Doncaster. And then on the way, you might see a 66 here and there pulled over to this into a side end to let us past. Or to let another unit that's coming towards us pass, but you won't really get much more than that. I feel like that snow could be a lot better. The snow that's carried by the trains, a little I don't know what you'd call them, but I feel like they're done very poorly. I wouldn't mind running player created scenarios as well. That wouldn't be a bad idea. All right, let's carry on. That's better. Buying an adjustable monitor stand is probably one of the better investments I've made in recent times. Although I slightly not, I wouldn't say I regret it, but I would have loved it to have the functionality. And it seems so simple, but the functionality to literally have the whole screen move up or down. So I guess maybe that was on me to do a bit more research before I went for it, but having the ability to have the screen like as close as possible, especially when I'm using my steering wheel, it was definitely worth it. Let's try and not miss any whistle posts. We are now less than 10 miles away from Newark. We'll probably be there for a couple minutes before we continue making our way down to Peterborough. We have arrived at Newark, so we'll be spending about 2.5 minutes or so here before we continue making our way down to Peterborough. Not sure why it says our Peterborough arrival is midnight.
This is a safety announcement. Due to today's inclement weather, please take extra care whilst on the station. Surfaces may be slippery.
I got a wrist rest for my keyboard that I really want to use, but I've got just a plethora of cables going from my steering wheel to under my keyboard. So whereas the wrist is meant to go like this, it's basically sort of like this. So if I was to hit my spacebar, the spacebar or anything, to be honest, on that bottom row of my keyboard would just stay depressed because you've got the wrist rest pushing down on it. So hopefully we can find a fix for that soon. I do want to buy a racing seat, in all honesty, but I'm struggling to justify the price that it costs, and I don't want to go for like a cheap one, because even though they're reasonably priced for the market they're in, it still is a lot of money, and a lot of money for something which at the end of the day it's on the lower end of the quality spectrum. And I don't want to make the mistake of spending decent money on something just to have it fail on me, or just have a bad experience in general with it, because it's not something I'd look to replace within the space of 2 or even 3 years. So either I spend 70 odd quid on a somewhat cheap one in terms of quality, or I add a little more onto that and get a decent one. To be honest, I feel like I do need to do a bit more research on them anyway though, and see like what materials, basically what to look for in general when it comes to racing seats, because it's not just the seat itself, but it's the quality of the materials that are used. I saw a review where somebody had bought the seat. When I say the seat, I'm talking the seat comes with a stand to put the steering wheel on. It comes with a little area for the pedals to be hooked onto. And somebody bought it and used the exact same steering wheel that I have on it, and it just caved in under the weight of the steering wheel. So that review, to be honest, has like stuck in my mind. So I'm very, very wary of buying that brand. But then I saw I've seen other reviews where somebody has used the exact same wheel and they haven't had an issue with it. I think I just need to invest a bit more time into doing research. But yeah, I'd love to have my desk back, because the way this wheel hooks on, it's not one where you can just pull it off and put it back on whenever you want. The screw-in process to kind of hold it in place onto the desk is work in itself. Then you got all the cables that are running through, and there's only one cable out of 3 that is removable. Actually, make that 2. Cool. Well, there's still the power cable, which you cannot just remove like that, and that alone is enough of a hassle that I wouldn't want to move it off the desk unless I'm completely not willing to use it for a while. Whereas if I have it on a chair, and the chair is foldable as well. The first one, the one that I saw, the cheap one, is actually foldable. So with even the steering wheel on it, it just all folds into one, of the steering wheel with the pedals as well, I think. And it's almost like a no-brainer. But then I don't want to buy it and have it fail on me. But especially now that I'm back at uni, right now I'm not needing to use my keyboard as much, but when I do, it's going to have to come off the desk, because right now anytime I'm having to type something in, I'm either having my arms go around the side of it or above it, both of which are equally uncomfortable, equally as uncomfortable as each other. So yeah, bit of a dilemma. I mean, I've just been paid, which is sort of not helping my self-control with regards to that. I'm trying to sort of just be, I'm trying to be money wise. I don't want to be making a silly decision. Absolute best case scenario really would just to have a bigger room, buy a seat that has like that you can put a screen on, attach a screen to, put a screen on it, and then just have it completely separate from this. But that's quite a bit of work. So yeah, a bit of a dilemma, but hopefully we'll sort it before Christmas. If I can sort it before Christmas, I'll be a very happy man. Then that's the thing. Either I sort it before Christmas and I'm a very happy man, or we play the waiting game, wait till Christmas, wait to see if there's any like better prices, better offers, better products in general, and go for them. But then it's almost like, okay, so maybe I don't find anything in Christmas, then I'm waiting for the next opportunity, and then I just end up not buying it at all. And by Christmas, I'm definitely going to have essays and the like, exams and stuff, so I'm going to need my keyboard. I just found the best spot to put. So the microphone has two cables that come out of it. It's got an XLR cable and it's got a micro USB cable, and you can connect it through either one. I'm using an XLR, but I still have the micro USB cable hanging around just in case an opportunity comes around and I'll need it, or I prefer to use it for whatever reason instead of my XLR. I'm not going to take it out now, but my gear stick, if you've seen my driving videos where I've got the camera on my wheel, you'll know that the gear stick, where you have the gears, it's like a little plaque where you have the gears on, that's gone. So it is like the hole where you attach it, where you detach it, where you stick it into basically to be held into place, just there. And I thought, you know what, let me just try and stick the micro USB cable into it, because it's been annoying my hand. It's constantly rubbing against my hand. Anytime I want to reach over to my mouse or reach over to use the arrow keys, the USB cable will just be rubbing across my wrist. So I've tucked it in the hole, it sits, and yeah, I'm happy about that. It's the small things in life. Anyway, we're 8.3 miles away from Peterborough. They've got some funky yellows. I still don't know the purpose of these yellows. Is it just to provide general caution? Is it a mandatory way of service in terms of signaling on this line in reality? I don't think it's a bug. It seems very intentional. Very, very intentional, and I haven't seen any complaints about it either. So it's more of a matter of just being curious as to why these yellows are a thing. Because realistically, if it was about keeping the driver on his or her toes, that's what you've got the vigilance thing for, the vigilance alarm. That's literally its sole purpose, is to make sure the driver is still engaged. If it was an approach control, I believe the yellow would be there until we are slow enough before it turns green. Whereas with these yellows, there doesn't seem to be much of a pattern. It's just approach them at any speed, accelerating or de-accelerating, and at some point before you approach them, they'll go green. Although there have been some points where I'll go past their first signal, and then it goes to green. There are these flashing ones that I also don't know the meaning of. We're quite a bit early. Not that the passengers would complain. Got a 700, I believe, to our left on platform. Would that be 3A or 4? 3A, I believe. I'm still yet to drive a 700, which is a shocker for me personally, because it's like every train that I've been on in reality, I jump to it in game, except the 700. Although to be fair, I've only been on it a few times. But I used to just see so many of the units, so many. It's a choppy little unit. I do like it. The lights are off, however.
This is a safety announcement. Due to today's inclement
I don't remember how comfortable the seats were. I think they were alright. They weren't too bad. They weren't nothing to shout home about. But yeah, I remember thinking to myself, I was pretty underwhelmed. I don't know whether to trust this continue function. I think I had one Yeah, I think it was just one time it went wrong, and I since then have not trusted it. So our next one is 1 Delta 22 or 1 Delta 22. We'll be driving from Grantham to Doncaster. Let's do our usual startup process. Get the doors open.
TPWS and AWS operational.
All right, then I think we're good to go. We've got 158 just coming in. At least the lights are on in here. I think we'll keep it like this. I like this. It's pretty cozy. So next stop is Retford before Doncaster. Due in about 20 minutes. Due in exactly 20 minutes. Unfortunately, the screen isn't showing the correct stop. It's showing Doncaster instead of Retford. Can't imagine that would be something that would be too hard to resolve. I feel like seeing whistle balls is going to be a bit of a challenge. That was pretty cool. Flying Scotsman. A very busy Doncaster. That's nice to see. Makes sense with it being pretty much rush hour now. And that is the first northern service I've seen. And I've run so many runs along this route. It's nice to see though. Got another 81 that's just arrived. Pretty much packed. I don't think we have standing passengers, do we? It's just hit me now. Seeing all these passengers sat down and literally every single seat occupied, we don't have any standing passengers. But then again, I don't think we have trains that are full enough of the time for that to ever be a problem. And by the time it gets to the next station, they're all gone anyway. It would be nice though, I guess, just for the sake of immersion. What have we got next then? I'm looking forward to these runs here. Not so much this one, But we've got quite a few. We've got a 2-hour one here, and a two, and yeah, pretty much 2-hour one. These two as well. So pretty lengthy foray runs, which we love to see. Why are these ones so long? I assume it's just, yeah, because we're only going from A to B. So I assume there's quite a lot of letting fast trains aside. I think that's going to be the big majority of the route. I'd be surprised if we get there today, but it would be nice to try. I'm going to take a quick break to go make a cup of coffee and sort some things out. And I will be back in roughly 5 to 10 minutes. So feel free to take a break yourself. Thank you for being with us thus far. I hope I'll catch you guys when I'm back. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon in about 5 to 10 minutes, like I said. All right, we are back. Took a lot longer than expected. My apologies, but we've got our coffee. My special blue cup of latte. Can't go wrong with a latte, realistically. You know what? I'll tell you what. It is hot in here first and foremost. Let's get this fan going. This little fan has been a lifesaver for me. Came across it absolutely randomly, and it has blessed me ever since. So, I love it. It's like a normal coffee cup, but it's reusable, and I love it. You know what? My eyes were open recently, yeah, to the world of latte. Now, I was never a coffee guy, just first and foremost. And then I gave in because I had some very difficult today's times, whatever you want to call it. So I said, you know what, let me give in to coffee because I wasn't sleeping very well and I had zero energy, and you know, I wasn't gonna be putting anything up my nose that I shouldn't be, but I needed energy, right? So I said, you know what, I'm gonna give into this coffee thing. So I was drinking coffee and I thought, you know what, cappuccino is like the most like popular coffee because of where I used to work. Everyone would just get cappuccinos all the time. So in my head, yeah, cappuccino's like the one, the go-to, the lifesaver, the hero of the day. And that was what I did. I just followed through with that because if people that drink coffee regularly have a cappuccino as their go-to, then I'll have it as my go-to as well. So then it was literally that I would, let's have the heating on so these guys can dry their umbrellas and their trousers and their jackets. Let's have the lights on at full. I feel visibility is not the best. I'm gonna have my lights on at full. Pretty debatable, I feel like, but I'm going to stick with that. Let's get our mix ready to release. So yeah. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna take a cappuccino. So I'd buy these, and listen, if you're a coffee head, I am sorry, but I didn't have time to be making coffees and putting the right amount of this and then the right amount of, listen, I just needed something to drink that was a coffee, and I wasn't going to be buying one every morning. So I bought the little Nescafe. I don't have them with me right now, they're downstairs, but I bought these Nescafe like sachets, coffee sachets, cappuccino ones, and I would take them every morning because I was getting up early for work. So I'd need a little boost. So I would, you know, you would basically pour it into a glass, mix it with some hot water, give it a stir, Bob's your uncle. But there would be times when I would be drinking it, and as I'm drinking it, like nodding off. When it was bad, when it was like really bad, I'd be drinking and I'm nodding off as I'm drinking a glass of coffee, and it's like, bro, this is not what this is meant to do. This is not what coffee is meant to be. So I didn't know better, so I just stuck with it. And we've got a coffee machine here that my wife's got, and I don't really use it. It's hers. I kind of leave it for her to sort of do whatever she wants to with. She's got a cappuccino there, got a latte there, got some other types of coffees there. And I would dabble in it every now and then, but it wasn't like something I was too keen on. So last week, I think, or the week before, I was streaming. I think it was I wouldn't call it a late stream by my own measure. It was a late evening or mid-evening stream, let's say. And so I thought to myself, I'm tired, really tired. No, it must have been pretty late actually. Yeah, probably talking maybe 11 to midnight times. And it may have even been my 4-hour stream, I'm not sure. But irregardless, I was tired as hell. And I thought to myself, you know what, I'm not really feeling my little sachets nonsense. I'm gonna go to the coffee maker, and make myself a latte. So I put the milk in, put the coffee in, done all everything that needs to do, put some sugar in. I can't have my coffee sugarless, I'm sorry. And first and foremost, the taste itself. Let me start with the taste. Listen, I haven't never made coffee myself, as in I'm talking like when you grab the spoon of coffee and sort of put it in and then put the water or the milk on top. I've never done that. Yeah, every coffee I've had has been I've stepped into a Costa, stepped into a what's the one that begins with N? I forgot. Nero, Cafe Nero. I don't think I've ever got a warm coffee from Starbucks. But regardless, my point is, I'd always have it made. And even in the coffee machine, I've never really had like a crazy experience. But I tell you what, I took a sip of that coffee and the first thing that hit me was the tastes, the glorious tastes. It wasn't like the others. It wasn't like the sachet. It was in a league of its own. That was the first thing. So I've started sipping away and it's about, I don't remember the time it was, what time it was, but I know it was about 10 minutes after I had my first sip. And I was just sipping away like every now and then. But I got about halfway through the glass of coffee. And I was off my nut. I felt like a crackhead. The energy that coffee is known for, I felt. Because one thing that I would always sort of think to myself here is, why does everyone take coffee as this hero, as this lifesaver? Because of my experience, when I drink it, nothing would happen. Like when I first started drinking it, 6 years ago, it used to really help because I used to have early starts. I'd get up at 5. Yeah, I'd get up around 5, 5:15 in the morning. And so I needed it. By the time I'd get to work, I would absolutely need my coffee. And then it would help. But then there was a long time of just coffee being completely ineffective. Yeah, ineffective. When I would drink it. But then every now and then I'd have these crazy reactions. And it doesn't seem to be a pattern. Because since I had my experience a couple weeks ago, all I've been drinking is latte from the machine. And I haven't had that exact effect, but it's been effective. And one thing about the cappuccino was that it was never effective. Never effective. So, I'm sorry if you're a cappuccino lover, but it doesn't do, I don't drink coffee for the pleasure. I mean, only recently, I'll be honest with you. 2 nights ago, I think, I was craving a coffee only for the taste. I don't know what got into me, because the me from 3, 4, 5 years ago would have gone ballistic at that thought. Because for me, coffee has always been, it satisfies a need and that's it. You don't drink it for pleasure, you drink it because it's necessary. You need energy, so you have a cup of coffee. You know, you're tired, you just need that boost, and it will do it for you. But you're a madman if you will drink coffee for the taste. But that roast was so good, I actually craved the taste, and I only didn't have a glass because it was pretty late and I needed to be in bed soon. But I think whatever switch in here that dealt with my coffee, the fight and the beef that I had with coffee, the switch has turned. The switch has turned. I don't know what it is, but the switch has turned. So, I now love a good latte. As long as it does what it needs to do, that's my thing as well, you know. I like things that have a purpose to be effective to their purpose. If coffee is not going to give me the energy I need, there's no point in me drinking it. That's period. Even if I do like the taste. At the end of the day, it's a drug, right? So I guess in a way it's not necessarily going to be good for you either way. So if you're going to put your body through some coffee, it might as well be bloody good coffee and good, effective coffee. Anyway, I'm waffling about. I'm waffling on. I've mixed mine with a bit of honey instead of sugar. Partly because I have a lack of sugar at the moment, but also because it's a healthy alternative. The least you can do is try and balance things out. Didn't think I'd ever be here speaking so passionately about coffee, but life comes at you with some weird things. I think a good marker of life is to compare. I do this thing where I do like yearly comparisons of my life, and I sort of see in pretty much everything what's changed, what's improved, what hasn't improved, why has something improved, why has something not improved. And I guess it just personally helps me be thankful. For things that I otherwise wouldn't be thankful for. I feel like when you just sort of go through life, you feel everything just feels normal, and then the small changes that do end up being quite effective, you just disregard. It's like when you're with someone that you are close to in any way, shape or form for many, many years, you don't see them change. They always look the same to you. But if there's somebody that you haven't seen in that same space of time, they look like almost completely different people. Or that same person that you're friends with or that you're close to, you have a look at pictures that you guys have taken over the years and you actually see, wait, you look funny here, but it's not you look funny, you just look different, but you didn't notice because of the closeness. And I feel that same thing with life. If you don't take a step back and just not meditate necessarily, but take some time out to look at yourself in the finer details, you will never have anything to be thankful for or to feel blessed for or a marker for improvement. You'll sort of just float by it, taking it as it's all the same. I should do some drinking coffee ASMR. Just take off this filter. I don't know how many people would I ever train with like that. However, anyway, this is our non-stop service Peterborough to Doncaster. I believe we started off at Peterborough. 1 Delta 04. I didn't do my usual readout. Do you know what also would be nice to see? And I guess maybe it's a possibility that they exist in certain seasons. But it would be nice to see the railhead treatment trains about. I think I may have seen one once on Southeastern High Speed. I'm not even too sure of that. But if I am, then that's only even one. But I've never seen them on any other UK route. So it'd be nice to get them for other countries as well. I'm sure other countries have similar things. Like, we've got so many German units, so many German locos, and none of which are like different in that sense. So we've got some shunters, and even that alone is cool. Seeing the shunters sort of do their thing at the side of the on the sides of the main lines, and sometimes even on the main lines themselves. But there's no like construction type of trains. There's no type of railway treatment services. And I'm pretty sure if any country is going to have that, it's going to be Germany. So but I guess we'll never know. Now we've got the editor. Now we've got the editor. Steep learning curve aside, there's more of a possibility, I'm tempted to get my hands stuck on. You know what? I think I've started my uni course at a decent time. It's an engineering course, and I think first year we're going to get our hands on CAD and just like engineering software, which is almost parallel to stuff like Blender, and just different modding tools for games in general. And I think because I'm on a foundation year, so that's going to be next year for me. So that coupled with the maturity, hopefully, of the editor, and like more guys that have been released, people would have had more experience with it in general, so there'll be more people to refer to, more projects to refer to. I really want to give it a go myself. I really love to give it a go. I'm not quite sure what I'd start off with. Probably a LOCO. The only difficulty would be with reference, so images. I do have access to the London Underground, so it's not that I couldn't get my hands dirty with something from there, whether it's a train or like a whole route itself. But if I'm going to make something, if I'm going to create something, I want it to be amazing. Like, you gotta remember we're creating something for a sim, not GTA or any other game that you sort of can cut corners with and where details don't really matter too tough. So I'd want to get the sounds right. I'd want to get just the details right within a spectrum that makes sense. At least I'm not after getting every single detail right, every single sound and click and rail joint. You know what I'm saying? That I guess eventually we could work to that, but it'd be nice to have the initial release good enough, and have build off that as a base, basically. I do love me a little blow of the horn. I wonder if it's my face giving people away. People will drop in and then drop back out. Whether I'm talking or whether I'm not talking. Maybe it's my face. I'm gonna do a run without a face cam, just a mic, and just as a test. And I think I'm gonna run a stream like that as well. I think I'm gonna run a stream where it's like not my face. I feel like people see a brown guy and they're like, whoa. I think I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow. I'm going to try. I'm gonna try and stream tomorrow. Actually, no, I should stream tomorrow and the day after. I believe. Don't take my word for it. Hopefully. Tomorrow's stream is gonna be without a face cam. I'm just gonna have my mic running, and I'm going to see. To be fair, I don't think it's a fair comparison because I'm gonna be playing a different game. But regardless, I'll probably go without face cam until I come back around to TSW4, which could just be Thursday. And then run that without a face cam, and then I'll come back to having this in the corner in front of this lovely unit. But my assumption, it was always like people want to see having a face cam invites engagement. That was a mouthful for some reason. That's how I've always taken it. And so that's like a big reason for why I put my face cam on. For me, I don't give a toss. I could have my face cam and not have my face cam. I'm still gonna be here. One way or another, I'm gonna be here. But I feel like it's more, I don't want to say comforting. I feel like that's quite a weird way to put it. But I feel like it's just better overall for the viewer, for the viewer's viewing experience, to see who they're talking to be more engaged. I'm gonna try that after this run. I'm gonna try not having my face, just my mic, and I won't even talk until there's something to say or somebody says something and I'll respond. To be fair, for a lot of the time, it just depends on the content. Like, for example, when I used to watch a lot of GTA roleplay, removing a face cam, again, you're roleplaying, right? But then so is this, actually, so that's quite an interesting point, actually. But regardless, in a roleplay scenario, you want to be immersed. If you're going to be immersed, you want your viewers to be immersed. So you remove a face cam, you remove anything like how I've got my thing at the top. That all goes, right? And you're just left with the game. But then there's constant engagement because your character's always going to be speaking to someone. And I guess to fill the gaps, the streamer will also be speaking. But I think there's also the element of mystery when there's not a face cam. Like, you hear the voice and then it's up to your imagination to cook up who this voice could belong to. Their age, their height, their race, like all of that stuff is completely left to the imagination. And there's also profit in that mystery as well, to be honest. And then you just do the magical face reveal. We are not far from Doncaster. I feel like we've approached that pretty quickly. Is that 30 minutes? Heavy on the brakes. I really hope TPWS doesn't catch us out. We should be alright, actually. Fingers crossed. I found the unit really doesn't like struggle in the rain. Heavy braking, heavy acceleration. And to be fair, even in icy conditions, acceleration doesn't... There's not really a struggle in terms of acceleration, but there is a bit of a struggle when it comes to braking. It's going to be really close. I'm probably going to be stopped. I'm probably gonna get stopped by TPWS. It's gonna be close. Oh, just in time. Just in time. Oh boy. I can't even see where the grid is, to be honest. I've been looking for it, but I didn't see it. But I must have been pretty close. I must have been pretty close. Anyways, get our objective marker on. We've still got another red to go through before we get to Doncaster. And that's the one that likes to catch me out. That one was an anomaly, the one that we just went past. But this one, and I always know it because you got a curve to the right, then you got a little underpass you go through, and then like 100 meters after you got a signal. That's the one I thought that one was. It's weird, you know, it's like I haven't learned the route to perfection, but I know this is Doncaster. You got the little underpass here, you got a little curve to the right, you know, if I come in from the Peterborough end. But I don't think of this like at the time. It's just until I'm about 2 miles away, then I'm like, oh yeah, this is what like there is to expect. Or when I even get met with all these signals, then I'm like, oh yeah. So it's a weird one. So just living in the moment, basically. I do want to play Euro Truck as well, but it just doesn't do well. Like I haven't streamed it a million times. It's only been a little handful, but it just doesn't garner any views. And even when I put up like a video, like a proper video on YouTube, nothing. And it's really weird. Because realistically, Euro Truck is a big game, but then that's the thing, it's a big game, so you got a lot of streamers, and then there's a lot of traffic there, basically. Whereas with something like Train Sim 4, there's not as many people streaming, and not as many people playing it, even less people streaming it. So if you're one of the few that does end up streaming it, you'll get a couple people here and there. Unless, of course, you've earned your place. Someone like a Dad Row, like a British Ace, bound to get viewers, you know, in the tens, in the high tens, at least on a live stream. And that's the thing is, like, if you've got that base there, and then you end up playing something else, you will still have people that are there to watch you rather than the game. Whereas when you're sort of coming up, this is going to be tight, isn't it? That red isn't for me, is it? Oh, that, okay, I've just seen that red objective marker is blocking it. I thought as much. Yeah, whereas at this point, it's just a matter of people will come and watch what they want to watch for that rather than for you. And if they happen to get to know you in the process, then, you know, that's fortunate. So it's definitely a patient game. Oh, you know what? I do love a Doncaster. I do love a Doncaster. There's always something going on. Got an 801 there that's just leaving. We've got a Northern. We've got a lot of stabled 158 bits and pieces. Are there any? Yes, we have got HSD here. I'm assuming these don't run at all alongside the line. They only head out of Doncaster, completely away from Peterborough. Okay. It's going to be a platinum, right? Right. Time to test it. Face cam off. And... well, let's see let's see what the result is. Alright. There we go. No face cam. Turn it off just to be on the safe side. Whoa. And my game's crashed. That was weird. That hasn't happened in a while, actually. Okay, in that case, let me get my face cam back up. Then I might as well. Right. There we go. Okay, so there we go. I need to remove well, I don't know where's that board? Oh, is it info labels? something has turned itself on, and I needed to turn itself back off. That little border. So is it on the labels? Could be on the labels. I don't think it's on the labels. It might be Right, gotta go through it literally one by one at this point. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Actually, I think I might know what to do. Yes. 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 Perfect. Okay, we're back. We're back. All right, let's restart the game. And see, the thing is, what if I restart and then it crashes again as I come off? You know what, actually, thankfully, Streamlabs, which is what I use to stream, who, by the way, need to sort their stuff out, because I'm not getting any notifications for new followers or subscribers. I could have hit my 1,000 and I have no clue. Let me actually check. We're on 999. We're one away from 1,000. Okay. Where were we? So I wanted to I know what I wanted to do. Luckily, they have a feature where you can control, where basically you have full control on your phone. Your phone acts like a controller, basically. And I can take off my face cam from my phone, which is pretty cool. It's annoying because I went through such a process of Jesus. Hold on. All right. Webcam off. So it should be off now. Let me have a quick look. Right, now let's see if people are going to stay. Yes, we're good. We are good. What's the volume saying? Yes, perfect. Okay. So you can hear me, just can't see me. It is a mystery. How about that? I should go into music. How about that? Okay. So let us then continue. Let's just make sure our runs were registered, because that crash was very unfortunate. So yeah, that was this on 1 Delta 04. So now we've got 1 Delta 01, and we are heading to Doncaster once again. But it is like a stopping service. It's an hour long, so I'm assuming we're stopping pretty much everywhere. Right, now I can drink my coffee in peace as well, without feeling like I'm being judged for it, which I wasn't anyway. But ooh, okay, so 1 Delta 01, Peterborough to Doncaster. Let's get started. I don't think I touched the environment settings in the previous one. It's not very much like me. Actually, what it is, I tend to forget a lot. Right, let's do our usual process. I do wonder how often something like an SDO is used. Right, let's get the doors open. Are we doors on the left? Yep.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Thank you, ma'am. Dim should be okay. It seems like a pretty cold. You know, let's leave it on auto. Let's leave it at low. Let's put it at 19. I do want to hear. Yes, this is what I wanted to hear. I do love the sound. All right then. Off to Grantham we go. So I think we are stopping at Grantham, stopping at Newark, stopping at Retford and Doncaster. Pretty much everywhere, yeah. Plenty of 66s over to the side, of course. And full power. And let's go. We have sailed past this one, boys. Might be able to salvage it. Oh, look at that. It's salvageable. It's salvageable, just. I know this is very like, it's very frowned upon, and you're not meant to do this, but I'm going to do it.
Smoking is not permitted in any part of this station or on trains. This includes e-cigarettes.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Thank you very much, Dalibor, with a subscription. Is that 1,000 then? Are you on 1,000, boys and girls? Let's have a little gander. We are on 1,000. Yes, sir. Thank you, Dalibor. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream if you're here. Well, in that case, a giveaway is pending. I don't know what to do for. I am going to do a special for 1,000 subs. But I'm not sure what to do. I'm thinking of a giveaway, but I feel like a giveaway is so... I don't know, everyone does giveaways, innit? I don't know what to do. But I'm gonna make a video and I'll announce what will be done. But yeah, that's sick. Thank you, man. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. I'm glad my alerts work as well. That's like an epiphany. Not an epiphany. What's it called? I don't know what to call it. But I'm glad they work. Oh, I've even got 1,001. How about that? I've even got 1,001 subscribers. But yeah, guys, help me out. What shall I do if you're in the stream? What shall I do for my 1K subscriber special? The only thing I have in my head right now is like a giveaway of some sort. Like a game or a DLC or I don't know, of like your choice. What else? I honestly don't know what to do. Like, I don't think I get enough engagement to do like a big stream, like a, I don't know, like a 12-hour stream or like a 24-hour stream or something like that. Like, it's not like you know, that's something that's like widely requested, and I think a giveaway is like an easy way to potentially reward someone. I'll give her like 10 of something or 5 of something or something like that. I don't know, but I do want to do something. I do want to do something. But 1,000 subs is big, man. Thousand subs is huge. Ladies and gents, we are not gonna have enough time to finish this run. I completely forgot I have a meeting at 6:30. When you forget you have a meeting at 6:30 because you're too busy running. Run into what are we even running into? I forgot. Doncaster. Sigh. But yeah, I'm gonna pause it after Retford. When it gets to 6:25, basically, when it gets 6:25, which is in 4 minutes, go into pause. But actually, you know what? We'll pause at Retford, because I'm not letting this time that I've run so far go to waste. We're gonna pause at Retford. I'm gonna hop off stream and have my meeting, which is gonna go on for quite a while. So I'm not gonna be back until, because I'm also going to have dinner. I might not be back until like 10, 11 at least, earliest. But I'm going to be back later tonight, way later tonight. And we'll carry on the run. I'm so bummed. I completely forgot about it, man. Completely forgot about it. Oh well. The day is young, kinda. We'll try to look at it optimistically. ladies and gents. Let me get my face back up here. Okay, my face should be back. I trust that my face is back because I can't see it. Yes, I'm going to have to end it there due to an I don't know what to call it. There we go. I don't know what to call it an impromptu meeting. It wasn't really impromptu. I just forgot about it. But a meeting nonetheless, unfortunately. So I'm gonna leave it here. I will be streaming later tonight once again, probably from around 11 or 11:30 in the evening, which is about 5 or so hours from now. Damn. Yeah, it makes sense anyway. No, probably before that then. Maybe like 10. Yeah, 10 or 11. And I'll be going on until like midnight or closer to 1. But thank you for hanging around. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. That's big. That's really, really big. And I'll make a video announcing what I'm going to do. It will definitely be something that will reward you guys for sure. You deserve it. So thank you for all your support. Thank you for being here with me, face cam or no face cam. And I hope to my voice is going. And I hope to see you guys again soon. That'll be nice. But yeah, have a lovely afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are. And I will catch you later.